welcome back. And today's Sunday, and I'm back down the plot again today. So yeah, getting that chill in the air. Time for tea and not my cans of Coke, my trusty can of Coke. Time for tea. So yes, so I've already done some jobs down the plot this morning. Just the normal bits I don't film, mowing, you know, weeding, etc. The jobs that you have to do. So one of the jobs I want to do today is the raised beds that I have, that I've had numerous problems with slugs this year, where they've gone between the beds. So one of the things I want to do today, ideally if I get time to do it, is to move those beds and put them in a new location down by the side of the greenhouse, because it's a bit shady and I plan to use them for salad beds. The other reason for doing it is the beds are quite small compared to the actual size of the bed, and if I show you now what that looks like, you can see the beds are actually too small. So when I put them in, I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but as I've had the plot over the last 18 months, I think this is the second year now. I'm literally, October 1st will be 2 years since I had this plot, and the first year that I put the beds in didn't have a problem, and now I seem to have got a problem. But the first year I didn't really grow much, so but as you can see, the beds are a lot shorter than the actual bed. So I'm going to move them, put them in a new location that actually fits the size of the bed. Ideally that is also going to have a pond area, which is going to be beside the greenhouse, which is right in the middle of the plot. So it'll hopefully attract quite a few things. It is underneath the trees, which I know they say not to put ponds near trees, but they are going to be slightly away from the trees as well. So it's only going to be in one of the beds. So yes, that is the plan for today. And then ideally I can then get into that bed, because it's a mess, and both the areas that are going to be done over are pretty much not really used, and it'd be nice to just put them to use. So yes, that is the plan. So yeah, as you can see, both those areas are just ones that I haven't really done one. Some I've got a habit now of putting, when I do weeding and I need to take it to the tip, putting it there, and of course I haven't got a tip plan for that day, so I leave it, and then it's become kind of an area just to put the weeding bags until I manage to get down to the tip, which is not what I want, really. So yeah, both these areas are going to be revamped over, and that's the two areas I'm going to focus on today. So let's get going. So that is the rubbish moved. In theory, all I've done is moved it from one side of my plot to another, but it's by the compost bins, which is where I used to keep it, so that's better. just dropped the raised bed on my foot. Ow! Ow! Right, let's do the second bed, but don't drop it on thy foot. So, okay. Again. Oh God. Snail. Don't drop raised beds on your foot because they really hurt. And you'd think I'd learned from the first time I did it, and I haven't, and I did it a second time and it hurt even more the second time. Right, I've got one more bed to move. I don't want to move it, I'm going to drop it on my foot again, I know I am. Can't lift this one. Right, so that's the raised beds moved, and I think you'll agree it's made the plot look a bit more, I don't know, symmetrical, I don't know, in tidy. Maybe it's because I've cleared the rubbish, I don't know, but have a look because I think this looks much better, and I'd love to know your thoughts, because I think this looks much better. So yeah, let me know what you think. So obviously this area doesn't look great now, but to be fair, it didn't look great anyway, and you can see now where the beds were and where the actual bed finishes. So yeah, it doesn't look great now, but when I dig this over, I've got the celery still in here. There's a grapevine at the back that's just got missing and mangled and stuff, and yeah, and I've got these 2 pots here that they were here when I inherited the plot, and I've not really done anything with them. I've kind of moved them around and put blackberries in that haven't done very well, but I don't actually know where to put them. So yeah, thoughts on that would be great. From there, it's just what to do with them. This is going to be dug over, and it is going to be a no dig bed, so I'm going to spread all this out, put cardboard down, put compost down, and yeah, it'll be like the no dig area that I've already got. So those of you who know, this is my no dig area, and although it looks a bit messy, it's not had any weeds. I've hardly weeded this year. It's been so good, and it looks a bit messy because obviously there's raspberries here, so the plan is next year to actually tie these back rather than have them free roaming like they are. But then here I've got 1, 2, 3 beds that I did no dig, and I think they've been brilliant. Okay, so sweet corn wasn't great, but I plan to have this as a lettuce bed because it gets quite a lot of sun and partial shade. So yeah, if not, I'll just put fruit trees back in here. But yeah, that's the plan for next year. Possibly might be fruit trees actually, and put them back in just to have a hedge. But yeah, this area's been a success, and it was a trial for this year. So, and as you can see, I've got 2 pumpkins now down there, which is amazing. So they'll be ready in a few weeks' time. Yeah, so it's the beds are moved. Gonna decide where to put the pond. It's going to be more further to the front, but yeah, decide where to put that. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that, and it's how I wanted it as well. And I mean, that area, I mean, I put peas there this year and they didn't do too well. It's really heavily manured. I remember manuring it last year. I just don't know why nothing's growing very well there at all. So I don't know. But you know, the rest of the beds are raised beds. I'm going to put wood around the edge of that bed just to keep it tidy. I've got some wood down here that, you know, over the winter months I'll start edging that and putting an edge around it. But I think it will be better in the long run. Yeah, I do. But let me show you where the pond's going to go. So the plan was to put the pond in the second bed, which is this one, which literally this one here, which if I come back out again, you can see where it will be in place. So it won't be under the tree, so it won't get leaves and things, but it'll be central enough that I'll be able to put the pond in, put some planting round. So yeah, I'm not sure how the wildlife gonna get in. I might put something in front of the raised bed so it can kind of walk up, you know, some kind of plank so that they can walk up and in. They're a bit better. The problem is I need to have, if I'm going to put a pond here, I need to have it above ground. That's what it says in the terms and conditions, that any new ponds need to be above ground. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting it above the ground. But yeah, other than that, it doesn't really give any guidance as to what not to do and what to do. So but that's it. That's going to go in the second bed, furthest, no, nearest to me. Yeah, and it'll just make a bit more use of this area, so it's not so much of a dumping ground. You watch, that will now become a dumping ground because it's not got raised beds on, and if it does, then yeah, I'll think of something else. I don't know, but I hope if I put an edge round, it's not going to. It'll just neaten it off, and because I've got the proper wood, I can actually build the bed to the size of the beds. So hopefully I won't get the same problem. But we shall see, we shall see. And I've just dug over this bed, so, well, kind of tidied it up a little bit, but I'll obviously dig out the rest of it at the back there just by putting some cardboard down and putting some new compost on top, and then hopefully it'll just keep this area a little bit tidy. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you think I've done the right thing? I think I've done the right thing. I'll just finish off that little bit. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do that another day. Yeah, definitely going to do that another day. Kind of pooped. Kind of a little bit pooped. But yeah, while I'm in the greenhouse, let me show you the greenhouse. And I'm actually going to plant some, what are they called? Broad beans? Yeah, broad beans. I'm going to plant some of those. I've just dug over a bed, so it's empty. So I'm just going to put some broad beans in. I've got to go in Agua Dolce. So let's go put them in now. Right, let's put some of these in. Never put broad beans in this bed before, actually. It says October to sow them, but we are kind of coming into October, so I am going to plant them also, because I'm away on holiday at the end of this week, or end of next week rather, and when I come back it will be October. So yeah, I'm gonna get these in probably a little bit earlier. I don't think it's going to do them any harm. So right, it's probably not going to have a lot in here if it's 30 centimetres between the seeds. Probably a little bit close, to be fair. As you can see, my usual method of measuring. Right, so that's the job's done. Really pleased with that, actually. Yeah, really pleased. I think it's going to be better, but we shall see. It's just getting ready for next year now, so a lot of stuff's going over. So yeah, we'll just see how it all goes, really. But I'm just really pleased with what I've done today. Actually, it's worked out how I wanted it to work out, which is always a good thing, isn't it? Let's face it, when you plan these things and you do them, sometimes it's completely different. But yeah, other than dropping the raised bed on my foot, it's gone well. So twice as well. But yes, that's it for today. So thank you for watching, as always. It's lovely having all the subscriptions and comments that you make. I really do appreciate it, and I try to answer all of them. So if you have got something you want to just quickly message me, feel free, because I will answer the comments. I try to answer as many as I can, and so far I've managed so far to answer all of them, so ask away. On that note, I am going to be running in a few weeks' time a Q&A session. Do you think it's a good idea? I'm hoping it's going to be a good idea. But if you have any questions that you want to ask me, then feel free to drop me a message. And if I get enough questions, anything, nothing's off bar, then obviously I'll run a Q&A video. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for everyone watching it as always, and take care. Bye for now.